Hey there, this is Akshit Madan and welcome back to a new video. And in this video, we will be creating this UI that is a Visa card user interface. And using this video, I'm also going to teach you how to use stack and position, which are some of the very useful widgets in Flutter. And using this video, you will also be knowing how to create this neumorphic design. So if I talk about the aim of this video, the aim of this video is to teach you or to introduce you with the stack and position and the neumorphic design, right? So if I talk about a stack, so what is a stack? So as the name defines, if you have learned the data structures, what is a stack? So whenever you want to keep one element over other, that is called a stack, right? And what is the use of position? So position is used to position your widgets, right? Because this is a big screen. So where I want to keep my widget, like this Visa card logo, I want to keep it 10 pixels distance from the top and 20 pixels from the left, right? I'm talking about this card, not the complete mobile, right? So without wasting more time, I think we should move on to the coding part, and that will also clear a lot of your doubts, right? So let's go to Visual Studio and create a new project. So I have created a new project in my Visual Studio Code, and you can see that I have added an assets folder which is having two images, like the chip, that is this image, and this one, the logo of the Visa, right? And in my pubspec.yaml, I've added this dependency, that is Google Fonts, because I'm going to use a different font. And over here I have uncommented this assets and I have imported my assets folder. So all the images, all the assets that are there in the assets folder will be imported and I can use them in my application. So let's go to main.dart, and first of all let's import material.dart. And over here we have to define our main function, run app, new my app. Let's define a stateless widget called my app. And over here, first of all, in the lib folder, we have to create some folders. So let's create a folder called utils, which will be holding all my colors. So colors.dart file I'm going to enter in it. So let's create a file called colors.dart. And this utils folder is also going to have one more file, that is text.dart. And now let's try to create one more folder in lib that will be called pages.dart. So sorry, pages, and inside it I will be having different pages, right? So this is how you have to structure your project, right? You don't have to create every file in the lib. You have to create some folders, and inside those folders you have to create some files, right? So in the utils, that is for utilities, I'm adding this colors.dart and text.dart for different font, right? So in the colors, let's define a class that will be called app colors, and in this I'm going to define my colors. So my first color is going to be, so I'm going to make it static so that I can access it from different class. So static color bg color, that is background color, is going to be colors dot green. And we have to also import material dot dart. So import material dot dart colors dot green dot shade 200, right? So let's define a semicolon, and my second variable or constant is going to be a box shadow list. So static list of the box shadow, because I'm working on the neumorphic design, so box shadow. So I have to add a shadow, and we have to call it the shadows, and I will define it as a list. And inside this list, some box shadow widgets will be there. Box shadow color is going to be colors dot white dot with opacity, sorry, with opacity 0.5. I will define the spread radius -5, offset will be offset -5 comma -5. Let's define a blur radius is going to be 25. Let's save it. And I have to add one more box shadow. So this is how you have to create some shadows for what we say, the neumorphic design, right? What I'm doing, yes, Control C and Control V. Yes. So my second box shadow will be of color green only, so that to have a lighter color of this part, sorry, a darker version of this green color. So it will be green dot shade 900, and it will be of opacity zero point 0.2, right? And the rest of the things will be same, just this spread radius will be 2 and it will be 7 comma 7. Blur radius is going to be little less, so 20. Let's save it. And I'm doing an error. What is it? Yes, I have to add a semicolon. Yes. So this is my colors dot dart. So I don't want to write colors dot green dot shade 200 every time I'm going to access this green color, right? So what I've done, I've created a class in which I have written all my colors and I've made them static. So using this static keyword, I'm going to access these colors from any class, right? So let's go to main dot dart and let's define material app over here. So material app, and over here we have to define debug banner will be my false, and the next thing will be the theme. So theme data brightness will be brightness dot light only, and my primary color is going to be, so that's how I'm going to access that color. So app colors dot bg color. Let's save it. Now we have to define one home. So over here I can define home as home. Now let's create a file in this pages and I will name it as home.dart. Now in this home.dart I can start creating my main design. So stateless widget called home, and I can return a scaffold. So the background color of this scaffold is going to be that color, that is app colors dot bg color. Now the next thing is I'm going to return the body, and in this body I will return a center, and in the center I will have a child called container. Now this container is going to have a margin edge insets dot all. And one more thing, this file, this complete repository I have uploaded on the GitHub and you can access it, right? So the code is with you, but I will suggest you that you should code along with me so that you will be clear with all the concepts also, right? So the height of this container, I'm going to keep it 250. Okay, now let's create a width. Width will be going to be the complete width of my screen. So media query dot of context dot size dot width. Let's save it and let's try to first of all run it also so that we can see what has happened till now. So in the main, I will import my home and let's save it and let's run it. So as you can see, I can see my scaffold, but I'm not able to see this container of height 250. So what I will do, I will define a color for it, colors dot red. So let's save it. And now I can see that this is my card, right? And now I have to make some designs on it. So let's start working on it. So for this container, I'm going to remove this color and I'm going to define decoration, right? So if I define decoration, box decoration, and in this box decoration I'm going to define the box shadow. So box shadow will be my app colors dot shadows, and if I save it, I can see that shadowed part, but I don't think you will be able to see. So let me just increase the size of the emulator I hope you will be just have a feel of that neumorphic design, the perfect shadowed part. It's like bulged out from that main screen, right? So this is the beautiful effect that my shadows is giving to this card, right? So let's decrease the size. And I think when you will code this app, and you will be able to see perfectly, right? This neumorphic design. Perfect. So I added the shadows in it. Now I can define a child for this container. So I will define after this, I will define a child as the content. So all the content inside this card are going to be in this file. So I'm going to create one more file in this pages, and I will name it as content.dart. Perfect. So let's start working on this content.dart. So again, I will import material.dart. And now we have already seen the neumorphic design. And now we are going to see the stack and position. So if you have not understood the neumorphic design, let me once more go to that, what we say, the colors.dart. And you can see that this colors.white. So this colors.white is the shadow that is coming on the top part, right over here, right? So we have given opacity of zero point 0.5. If I give it one opacity and if I save it, we have to rerun it. So let's rerun. So when I increase the opacity of this white color, you can see that it is like completely white, but zero point 0.5 opacity was okay. And when I increase the opacity of this shadow, that is the below part, and when I let's make it zero point 0.8 and let's rerun it, and you will be able to see that the opacity of green color has also increased, right? So this is all by practice. So you have to practice a lot, and then you will be able to like estimate which opacity and what is the magnitude of opacity you should keep to have the best effect, right? So I found it to be zero point 0.2, and when I rerun it, I can see that it's looking like beautiful. Perfect. Now I can just move on to content.dart file, and I can start creating a stateless widget, and I will name it as content only. Yes. So in the home, let's uncomment this and let's import content.dart. And in this content.dart, I'm going to return a container, and now I'm going to return a child called stack. So stack is the widget using which you can place one widget over another widget, right? And using the position, you can position those widgets inside that stack. So in this stack, we have children, right? Because we don't have one child, we have children. So let's define children. And in this children, we have position, right? So using this position, you can just position your elements. So let me take a child of it, and let me make a container of height, or let's take it 100, and width 100, color colors dot red. And when I save it, I can see a container over here. And using the position, I can just define top 20. And when I save it, I can see that it has shifted 20 pixels from the above. And let's make it 100. Let's run it. And you can see that it has shifted 100. Now using this stack, you can place one more container over this container. So let's copy this position, Control C, and let's paste it over here. Just a second. View word wrap. Yes. Let's copy this position and let's paste it over here, and let's change the color to green. Let's save it, and you can see that the green color has overlapped that red container. So let's make its height as 50. Let's save it, and you can see that here is my green. So if I change the top to like 30, let's save it, you can see that how we are working with stack and position. Right, now let's remove this position, and now I'm going to work on the first position. So for the first position, I'm going to have the child as a container with a height of 300, with a width of also 300, and instead of a color, I'm going to have the decoration, box decoration, color, colors dot white dot with opacity 0.1. Let me first make it and then I will show you what I'm making. So shape, it will be shape, box shape dot circle. Let's save it. And I have this circle over here, you can see, right? And I'm going to position it top minus 150, so that half of the circle should only be visible like this. Perfect, you can see, right? And not only this, I'm going to shift it. Okay, let's take shift it from the right. Save it. Yes, you can see this circle, a half circle over here, right? So this is the first design that we have built. Now I'm going to copy this position, paste it over here, and this time I'm going to position it from the left. So you can position these circles according to you, right? So minus 200, and from the bottom I'm going to make it minus 470, and these values are also from the practice, right? So and according to you. So let's change the height to 600, and let's change the width to 600, and this time opacity will be zero point 0.1 only. Let's save it, and you can see the another circle over here, right? So this is all by practice. Like how I got 470, because it was looking perfect at 470. If I make it 500, then you will see that I'm not able to see a bigger circle. I want a little more part of the circle. That's why I made it 470. Let's save it. And you can see that the UI is looking very beautiful now. So we have added these two circles now. Now it's the turn to add the logo of the visa over here. So let's try to add it. So I'm going to add one more position. So let's type it only. So position, and this time the position I'm going to keep it from the top as 50, and from the left I'm going to keep it 25, and it will have a child container, and this container I'm going to give uh, a height of 30, and after this I will have a child as the image dot asset slash logo dot png. So I have this file logo dot png, which is this visa file, that visa logo, right? I think it is too much down. So what I will do, from the top I will make it 20, and from the left I will make it 15. Let's save it. And yes, it looks perfectly fine. Okay. So now we have added this Visa logo, and now let's add their motto, that is that tagline. So I'm going to add one more position, and let's write it position. From the top this time it will be like, let's skip it 50, and from the left it will be 25, and let's have a child. And now I'm going to use a different font for this. So I will go on my text.dart, and I'm going to create stateless widget. First of all, we have to, okay, let's write text. This is a keyword, so I will make it modified text, and I will import material.dart first. Import material.dart, and using this modified text class is going to take a text that is in string format. So final string text, then it will take final color, and it will take the size. So final double size, and let's add the constructor. Let's make them required arguments. Yes. Now this class is going to return a widget of simple text, and which will be like return a text, and its style I can change. So why I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you just in a minute. So Google Fonts dot, let's keep the font as Mara. So Mara, and it will be like color will be that color. What is the error? Yeah, no error. And the size will be the size, font size. Yes. Now I can just go on my content.dart, and I can return a modified text class, and which takes the parameter as text. So their tagline is, so first of all I have to import this also. What is that error? Okay, first of all, this text is going to be it's where you want to be. So it will be it's where you want to be, and its color will be colors dot gray dot shade 900, and its size will be let's keep it 20 for now. Let's save it. I can see that the font is a little bigger, so I'll make it like 14. And one more thing, I'll make it the top as 58. Let's save it. Yes, now it's cool, but it should be italic. So I'll again go on the text.dart, and I will make the font style. Font style will be font style dot italic. Let's save it. So why I added this file? The main motto is that whenever you will be willing to add some text of this Mara, you can add it, right? Okay. Now let's again go to content.dart. You don't have to let's say you want this kind of same design 100 times. So you are not going to write this color, then font style again and again. You can just call this modified text class, and you can just work on it. So this was how I created this visa and this motto. Now the chance is to like write the name of the person. So I will again define one position. So this is how I'm working with the stack and position, right? I can just use this top and left, and I can also place one object on another object, right? So like this I did. So you can see over here, one this circle is overlapping this circle. How it is possible? Using the stack, because using the stack only I can just place one object on the other object, right? So this beautiful design is created using the stack only. So let's create one more position, and this time the it will be from the bottom because the name is on the bottom side. So I'll keep it from the bottom like 55, and left it will be 15 only, and let's give it a child, and in this child I'm going to return a text, ASHIT, the name of the person. And you can also create one more file for this text also, but you can do it by your own only, right? So let's write style Google Fonts dot, this time I'm going to use the font of Source Code Pro, but first of all we have to import this Google Fonts Source Code Pro. uh, yes, this one. And I'm going to define the font size 20. Color will be colors dot gray dot shade 800, and let's save it. I can see the name over here, but it should be like bold. So what I will do, font weight font weight dot bold. Yes, let's save it. Nice. I can just make it 700 shade, more realistic it will look. Yes. Now, after this, I have to add that number, that card number, right? And that number actually I had to add before it. So what I will do is I can just wrap this text with a column. So let's add a column, and I will again copy this text. I'll place it before it, and I will change the number, change the text. So let's keep it 5, 6, 7, 8. Then let's keep 3, 4, 4, 3, 5, 6. Then 0, 1, 2, 6, and let's keep it 7, 8, 0, 0. Let's save it, and I can see that number is also here, and I can change the font size. I can also change yes, for the column I have to add cross axis alignment dot start. Let's save it. Yes, it's look good. One more thing, I have to change its weight because they are of the same weight. So what I will do is I'll make it font weight dot 600. Yes, looks good. And from the bottom, I will make it like 40 only. And for this Visa logo, I can see that it's little like sticking to the top. So where it is, I can make it 25. Let's save it. And now I will make it like 62. Yes, it's look good. It's looking very good, and I can just make it 30. Yes, fine. Now the last thing that is left is to add that chip. And from that chip, for that chip, I'm going to take the position from the right and from the top. So let's add it. So I can add the chip after this position. This time the position will be from the right. So from the right, I can keep it like 10, and I will have a child. I will have a container, and for this container I will have a height of, let's say, 80, and I will have a child. This container as the image dot assets slash chip dot png. Let's save it. I can see that it is perfectly at this position, and it's looking very perfect. And I can just change its position from using the position widgets. Oh, sorry, position parameters. So if I keep from the top, I keep it like 40. So you can change the chip position. If you want to keep it at the bottom, you can just write bottom and you can change its position. But I found it perfect at the default position, like at this position. So in this video, you learned how you can add a neumorphic like design. You can also add a neumorphic shadow to this chip also. So to this container, you can add a box shadow in the decoration and you can add it, right? So fine. So like this, you can make beautiful UIs for the login page, sign up page, or any kind of profile page, right? So if you like this video, you can hit the like button and hit that red subscribe button. So till next content, keep coding, keep innovating, and thanks a lot.